I would talk to more people in different industries that I've been interested in. I'll talk to more people, learn about, pros and cons about what they're doing. And then also I would see what motivates me. What is it that gets me going? If I'm going after the education or if the experience or what is it the end result that I'm looking for? And be focused on that and don't let anything else distract me. My name is Caroline Raffi. I'm a director of sales and marketing and founder of my own business. And then I also do consulting for e-commerces. One part is the business part that I get really excited about is the problem solving. I love problem solving. When something doesn't work or sometimes we don't know what to do to make it better, that's what gets me going. And then another part is the creative part because when, if I get inspired by a fabric or color or texture or whatnot, being able to create what's going on in my head or my heart and then seeing that people are actually buying it, that, knowing that you created something that didn't exist and people now want it, it's like very, very exciting. So the challenge will come is when you're in manufacturing, you're competing with, big companies that are sending their manufacturing overseas to China, for example, or you're competing with Amazons and eBays of the world. When it comes to e-commerce, there are websites popping up every second, so you have to make sure that you have a way that you're differentiating yourself from all the other websites that are popping up every second. I own a business that is swimsuit line and festival wear. What I do is I design and manufacture swimsuits, festival wear, outwear. And on the consulting side, what I do is for e-commerce is I look over their photo shoots, their websites to see, the look and feel, a little bit of their branding, and I'm also a liaison between the company and the marketing. And I also oversee their buying to see, just to make sure that they're on the right track, they're buying the right products. I get to be on both sides because for my own business, I have to sell and I have to meet with people and I have to get their attention and introduce my line to buyers. So I have to exhibit, whether it's, Magic or Vegas or wherever it is that I'm showing. But when I'm consulting for the companies, because I'm doing the buying, I'm on the other side. So I'm actually buying and going to distributors to pick and choose which distributor I want to work with. So in my spare of time, I design because that's my passion. That's what I like to do. But what I need to focus on day to day is, focusing on sales, prospecting, marketing on the website. And then when I do consulting, I sometimes have to go to the office because if they have a photo shoot or if I need to interview models or photographers or whatnot. Otherwise, I can just work from home to see, how the website is working, if the designers are doing the right job. I've always been interested in the fashion industry from when I was a little girl. I always remember that. But when I was born and raised in Iran, moved to the US, and I was talking to counselors to see what it is that I want to do, and they're like, you need to get into the fashion industry. So they're trying to really push me to get into the fashion industry. But coming from that culture and background, in the back of my head, I was thinking if I get into the fashion industry, that means I have to compete with the Christian Dior's and Chanel's of the world because I didn't have a good understanding of and back then, I'm going to age myself here, but back then there was no globalization, internet was new, so you didn't have that grasp of what it is. So I didn't get into the fashion industry or fashion school. I started graphic design for my undergrad. And then after I graduated with a degree in graphic design, I worked for about 10 years. And then after that, I went back to school and got my master's in business from University of California, Irvine. When I was going to art school, I started working at the bank. And so it was kind of moving parallel to each other because I was doing really well in school, but I was making good money at the bank and I was going up the ladder. I was really enjoying the business world. So when I graduated, I wanted to leave banking and go to graphic design, but the amount of money I would make was very little. So I was growing in the banking world and I was doing so well. But here I was doing art, but I was like, but I'm an artist, so the thing between, and back then I was very motivated by money because I was making, good income and I didn't want to let that go. So what happened was the business experience that I gained in banking and the graphic design part of it, the artistic part of it came together and actually made me a strong person in marketing field, and I always was great at sales. So I did sales, marketing, business development for 10 years. And then when I went back to business school, I figured, now I have the credibility and still had the passion for the fashion industry, and I just decided to just go for it and start my own line. The fact that I went to art school and learned tools like Photoshop and Illustrator, or learn how to sketch, was very, very helpful, obviously. And then going to business school, things that I learned. However, the experience that I gained along the way, from, again, from sales and marketing, working for corporations, and then also having the gift and the passion that I have for the creative field and fashion industry, those two came together and helped me get to where I am today.